Hey everyone, thank you for joining us once again as we, the Brady family, continue with our journey to seek justice for our son and our brother Aaron. Many of you who are following the campaign now for almost 2 years are fully aware that we've shown in the initial stages of the campaign that Aaron Brady cannot be the man who shot and murdered Garda Adrian Donahue. And we've moved on now to the next aspect where we show clearly, once again, that Aaron Brady was not part of any gang. Aaron Brady was not in the car park at Lordship Credit Union on that evening when Adrian Donahue lost his life. What we need to do now to show you, the Irish public, that is that the story created and portrayed by the authorities on Garda Coughlan, the DPP, is a fallacy and is a tissue of lies to create a gang that simply does not exist. And the authorities had to do this to create and give some sort of credence to the evidence put forward during the course of Aaron's trial. And we can show, and we've started to show very clearly, how they attempted blatantly in front of the whole country to put forward a fallacy of a gang that simply does not exist. In this quick video, we're going to look very quickly at what I thought at the time was one of the most cynical pieces of presenting evidence that I thought could be possible or even imaginable. And this involved Garda Coughlan. And during the course of her evidence, she was given some details in relation to Aaron's then girlfriend, her phone. And she said during examination with the prosecution that Aaron's girlfriend had made changes to her phone a few hours shortly after the murder and robbery took place. And to that end, Garda Coughlan put up on the screens in the court the pictures of 4 or 5 of Aaron's friends. Something similar to what you see there. The pictures were put up on the screen, and the inference was that Aaron's then girlfriend made these changes in the middle of the night, 5 or 6 hours after the murder and robbery. Now, at that time, we didn't really understand it, and indeed it was quite concerning when we seen it at the time. And we couldn't understand why Aaron's girlfriend had done this. And I think it was 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, possibly even later. And on reflection, the next day, Garda Coughlan was questioned again, this time by Aaron's defence team. I think it was Fiona Murphy, Senior Counsel Fiona Murphy, who questioned Garda Coughlan. And Garda Coughlan then revealed that what she had shown the previous days, these 5 or 6 transactions on Aaron's girlfriend's phone, was actually just part of an iPhone upgrade. And I think there was somewhere in the region of 10,000 activities happened in the phone during the upgrade. So somewhere, Garda Coughlan, in conjunction with her other partners in the theatre, that was the CCJ, whether it be the prosecution, and obviously the information that Garda Coughlan was using here was harvested and it was processed by Garda Kenna and indeed intelligence analyst Mr. Goey. And this was portrayed in such a way in front of the jury that I know, if I was sitting back looking at Aaron Brady in the dock, and then we see these 4 or 5 lads put up onto the screen and that their details had been changed 6 hours after the murder and robbery. Common sense prevails that you automatically believe, you automatically think as a juror and as someone who is partaking in the court, oh, there's our gang. Not one of those people were suspects that Garda Coughlan put up on that screen. And I am saying now quite clearly, Garda Coughlan clearly and quite intentionally, in association with the prosecution and Garda Kenna and Mr. Goey, misled the court And without a shadow of a doubt, we see this as a complete, and it's plain to see, contempt of court. And bringing up contempt of court, I'm just going to bring up, you'll see there on the screen, the DPP believes that Aaron Brady's social media campaign may be contempt of court. And the date of that is August 2022. So it's only a few short weeks ago. So here we have a situation where the DPP are in court saying that Aaron Brady's campaign is contempt of court. I'm just going to read you some of the text from it here now. The Republic's Director of Public Prosecution is concerned that the campaign on behalf of Aaron Brady, who murdered Detective Garda Coughlan, has released transcripts on social media, along with dubious, they say it's dubious commentary, that could be contempt of court. At Dublin's Court of Appeal yesterday, Brendan Graham, Senior Counsel for the DPP, asked the court to make an order that the transcripts released for Brady's upcoming appeal should not be used for any other purpose. Mr. Graham said that the DPP is anxious that the transcripts be released to Brady's legal team so that the appeal can go ahead as soon as possible. He added that there is an issue concerning matters already published on social media, and the DPP is concerned that Brady's campaign promised last January that transcripts of the trial would be made available to anyone who wants them. He said that the trial materials already published on social media were accompanied by commentary of a dubious nature which could possibly be contempt of court. Well, Mr. Graham, I'm still here. The campaign is still here. No one has questioned anything we've done in relation to any contempt of court. And I would suggest, Mr. Graham, and indeed the DPP, take a little closer look, a little bit closer to home, and you will see contempt of court. I'm saying now publicly, what Garda Coughlan done in court that day, to put those pictures up and portray that their information of these people was changed deliberately by Aaron's then girlfriend, is a complete act of misleading the court, which I believe is contempt of court. And it's something we will deal with, hopefully legally, in the not too very distant future. But coming back to the whole emphasis we are putting on this, there is no gang. So we can see the DPP and the authorities, and obviously on Garda Coughlan, Senior Investigating Officer Mark Phillips was there, a number of the officers. Those days there was 40, 50 members of Garda Coughlan at Aaron's trial. And they would have been fully aware that the people we were looking at on the screen that day had nothing whatsoever to do with the Modern robbery. None of them were questioned in relation to the robbery. None of them were cautioned. None of them were arrested. So we can see clearly here that on that day, Garda Coughlan went up premeditated in conjunction with Garda Kenna, who was looking after the IT part of the presentation, and intelligence analysis, Mr. Goey. And they were being questioned by senior counsel for the prosecution. And all those four people at least knew that they were misleading the court. And it shows you, the Irish public, there are no gang connected to Aaron Brady. The 5 people who took part in that Modern robbery on the 25th of January 2013 are still walking free. The people who perpetrated that heinous crime, the people who took Garda Coughlan's life, are walking free as we speak, as you look at this video here this evening. It's as simple as that. And I hope, as we continue to show you more acts of deceiving the jury and the court and the public, and what you've seen already. And I will ask you once again, please like, comment and share our videos. It's very important we get this information out there. And those of you who have a will to do so, please contact someone in authority. Contact your local representative and ask them to have a look at the situation. Ask them to have a look at the Justice for Aaron Brady campaign. And I ask you, the Irish public, if we go back and look at all the coverage in relation to Brendan Graham there, saying that our campaign was a contempt of court. Not one of the journalists, and it was on a lot of social media sites, and it was in a lot of newspapers. None of them mentioned Justice for Aaron Brady campaign. Surely that in itself shows that there is an issue, that they're hiding something, and the mainstream media are happy to do so. Surely any investigative journalist worth their salt, or had any modicum of self-worth, would just publish it and say, look at what the Bradys is doing. Are the Bradys telling the truth? Is Aaron Brady's family telling a tissue? Are they telling a tissue of lies? Are they making all this up? Are the Bradys falsifying CCTV footage? Are the Bradys falsifying times? Are the Bradys falsifying statements? Are the Bradys hiding statements from other people? We most certainly are not. And I'll repeat once again, Mr. Graham, if you are looking for possible contempt of court, in fact, 100% certain contempt of court, please go and look at the prosecution that morning and what Garda Coughlan done under oath. And you explain to any investigative journalist that what Karen Coughlan done that day was in any way correct, in any shape or form. Once again, thank you so much for following our campaign. Please like, comment, share. We really need likes, comments and shares for our algorithms. Our sites are being continually shadowed and interfered with, and we need your help to work those algorithms. So please like, comment and share. And once again, if you have a mindset to do so, please drop a note to your local representative to have a look at this case. We are saying Aaron Brady is not the man that shot and murdered Garda Adrian Donoghue. And if he is not the man who done it, surely the public, the people of Ireland, would want to see some form of justice for all the families involved. Once again, thank you, and we'll see you again on the next video. Thank you.